आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेतेन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्धन्ति च मनोरथः लक्ष्मीतनुतुलितरामितरानपेक्षमङ्घ्रिद्वयं निगमशाखेशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिघ्नं विघ्नात्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्धरन्नः सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. This is the Bhāvārtha session for the 38th shloka. विकल्पमाया रहिते चिदात्मके हंकार एष प्रथमः प्रकल्पितः अध्यास एवात्मनि सर्वकारणे निरामये ब्रह्मणि केवले परे विकल्पमाया रहिते चिदात्मके हंकार एष प्रमथः प्रकल्पितः अध्यास एवात्मनि सर्वकारणे निरामये ब्रह्मणि केवले परे vikalpa maya rahite. Starting from the previous shloka, we talked about the difference, the anya different things, that is the plurality that we see. Yadanya danyatra vibhavyate bhramat. That is due to a bhrami, due to a the perception that we are seeing something different in different akaras, in different forms, etc., etc. That is what we are calling it as superimposition or adhyasa. That adhyasa concept continues a little more about that in the 38th shloka. So here they are saying vikalpa maya rahite. So what is that is not influenced by this adhyasa or superimposition? That is untouched by that projections of Maya. So the Maya is that phenomenon that is causing that particular projection. That projection is a result of adhyasa or superimposition. So from this, we are understanding that the nature, the chidatmake, the nature of pure consciousness has nothing to do with these vikalpa mayas. It is Maya Rahita. So it is untouched by these projections, because we are talking about projections, and the question arises, okay, does this, all these kind of projections, plurality, etc., do they not have a bearing on the self, on the Brahman? So here they are expanding that the nature of Adhyasa, we need to understand the whole chronological system over there. First, we have the Brahman. The Brahman gets that Ichha, Kriya, Ichha. Then there is the initiation of a Sharira. Then when the Sharira occurs, or when we are seeing that there is superimposition. Then from that superimposition, there is a result of Maya. That is, the whole samsara is being projected. It is not created, it is being projected. Then in that Maya samsara, because we are manifested within that Maya samsara, therefore it is real. It is like, for example, in a dream, my body is not real. But when I exist within that realm of that dream world, whatever I am doing is just as real for me because I can feel it. That is the reason I spoke about the nightmares and all those things. Those things are not real. But for us in this world, it is not real. In that world, the existence of myself and that something that scares me is real. Therefore, it is having an effect on the sources. Now the question arises, how far does this influence go up? Does this affect the Brahman as well? So here they are saying, Vikalpa Maya Rahite Chidatmake. The pure conscious is not actually affected by this. It is not affected by ahankara also. Ego, egocentric self-consciousness. So this is prathamaha prakalpitaha. It is projected forms. So when I'm saying that something that happened in my dream had an impact, an immediate impact, that means I got scared by seeing a nightmare. Did it have any kind of influence on who I am? It was an immediate knee-jerk reaction, yes, because emotionally we are connected over that. Because that is the only part of the link between the self here and self in a different realm. So it makes sense that immediately we are reacting, and that is because when we look at the three states of mind, subconscious, conscious, and unconscious mind, it is a subconscious mind which is a link to that particular different realm. That subconscious mind has also control over our physical body. Therefore, my subconscious mind, which is connected to that particular realm of that swapna avastha, that is the reason swapna avastha is also called. So now, when we are relating to that part where we are experiencing something on in the dream world, there it is having an impact because it is connected through that. Therefore, I'm getting an immediate impact, or I'm getting scared, getting what do we say? I'm getting influenced, or I'm feeling what is happening in that world. Maybe I'm feeling happy, maybe I'm feeling sad, maybe I'm feeling fear. But does it have any change in who I am? Does it have any change in who I am? Now, there is psychological, when we look at the psychological aspect of it, that saying that repeated nightmares can mean something else, that is not initiating from the dream world. That is initiating from our manas itself. That is the reason the dreams are being projected over there. Manas is projecting the dreams. That the dreams are not there, we are not accepting any stimulus over there. So here, when we talk about Chidatmake, that is our Brahman, is it influenced by this state of existence? Because this state of existence obviously showing plurality, while we are saying, while we are attributing Brahman to Advaya nature. So the question is this having any effect on that? So there we are, there the Sri Rama says, Vikalpa Maya Rahite. No, it does not. Vikalpa Maya Rahite Chidatmake. Ahankara Eshaha Prathama Prakalpitaha. The reason is because it has risen from some source. That source is us. So it has risen from some source. What is that source? That source is Adhyasa. Adhyasa is our misconception or superimposition. So while our brain has interpreted something wrongly, that is, we are seeing the rope, and we are looking at we are feeling that there is sarpatva over there, and therefore we have, that is adhyasa. Due to that, a fear is arising within me. The question is, does that have any effect on me, on myself? Physically, it may have effect, as in I may start sweating, I may start getting scared. But is it affecting the self? Is it affecting the Brahman? No, it is not. Because over here, we are going 2-3 steps further. Brahman. Then there is a huge process, then there is a Sharira. Then if you look at the Parabrahman, then there is huge process. There is a samsara. The existence of Sharira is in samsara. And within the samsara, there is different tattvas. The self is getting misconceived or misunderstood. It misunderstands some tattva with another tattva because of adhyasa. Because of that, there is an fear, or there is something over there that cannot affect the initial nature. It is, for example, if we take the example of metal, the ore, when we say, it is coming from the earth. The ore, when we melt it, when we purify it, after that we use it for different forms. that different forms have different uses due to their metallic makeup, due to their alloy makeup, etc., etc. When they do that, afterwards, will they lose the essence of being a metal? That will still be pure. They can still be refined, like the aluminium. They use it for so many different things. Ultimately, when we melt it and filter it out, you will still get the same aluminium. It is not leading to any change. Whatever is be the chemical composition, whatever is the alloy makeup, etc., whatever it may be used for, ultimately the essence is not changing. That is what is being mentioned over here. Our essence is that Brahman. We are behaving differently for different projections. Yes. But is that having any effect on the reality of Brahman? Is it influencing Brahman separately? No. Why? Because in different bodies, there are different influences. For example, we are not limiting the Brahma Tattva just to living beings. For a living being, yes, prana vayu sanchara is very important. We are aware of it. What about inanimate objects? We accept that there is Brahman Tattva in that also, because that is also a manifestation only. In that case, what about that Brahman Tattva? That particular has not the influences of the Sharira. So whatever is the influence of that adhyasa, of that samsara, that is limited to the Sharira only. It is not going beyond that. So what is getting forward? The experiences are not getting forward. Samskara is getting forward. What is samskara? Imprint of that particular memory. That is getting collected. That karma is going forward. That is what we are trying to understand over here. So vikalpa maya rahite chidatmake. Chidatmakah. Ahankara yesha prathamah prakalpitah. It has arisen, or it has the projection has come out of this adhyasa. So adhyasa evatmani sarvakarane. Niramaye brahmani kevale pare. So what is the true nature of that Brahman? The Brahman is free, niramaye. It is free from all these things. It is free from all these things, and it is only pare, paraha. It is pure. Kevale pare, kevala, as I said, it is over here, it is only eva, it is can be related like that. It is the only pure thing that it can be related to. So practically they are trying to say what is that, because we are trying to bring out each and every characteristic. One, we brought out the characteristic of the shariras, then we brought out the characteristics of Brahman. Then we try to understand how the manifestation of a Sharira within the projections of the Parabrahman has led us to understanding the world in plurality. So the question is, because I am existing over here, will that have an effect on Brahman also? Because clearly plurality has effect on me, on the existence of me in this particular realm. So in that sense, will it also have a effect on the essence? So that is the reason over here it has become there is an explanation that self without the thought agitations of the mind. This is basically understanding of Ananda. When we talk about Satchidananda, why we are saying that it is a pure state of mind is because there is no external interference. When we talk about the Sukha Dukkadi Karanas, Sukha is when we feel comfortable about something due to an external stimulus. Dukha also the same thing. There is something external, then I feel dukha. Unless there is an external influence, these two are not felt. If these two are not felt, then what is the true state? The true state is ananda. That is the reason I'm capable of being content. So I'm not, see, when it happens, when there is a stimulus, obviously I feel sukha. When there is a stimulus, obviously I feel dukha. But if I am devoid of these two, what is the true state? The true state will remain what it was before creation itself. That was a state of ananda. So in the same way, while we are experiencing Brahman in the sense of plurality, but that means indulging in plurality, we always feel that the Brahman is influenced by plurality because I'm experiencing plurality. Therefore, there has to be some impact on it. That is what I feel. So the only way to understand that the Brahman is not influenced by it is to completely give up plurality. That is all the stimulus of the manifested world. Then what we experience, then we understand there is no advaya, there is no dvaya nature, there is no dvaita. That is what they are trying to say over here. So these are all based on certain philosophies of, like I said, this is heavily based on Advaita Vedanta, therefore it is heavily influenced on that. So it can be interpreted by Advaitis also, but that has not yet happened, so we don't have explanation for that. So what Advaitis practically feel is that the nature of Brahman is Advaya, and that becomes the foundation for their argument, saying that it will remain Advaya. There is no duality to be found. So that is what they are saying. Adhyasa evatmani sarvakarane. It is due to adhyasa only. Niramaye brahmani kevale pare. But the Brahman is devoid, is free from all these things. And it is supreme. Because the reason, there's also another reason that we need to understand is that once I say Parabrahman, it is above all kinds of bondage. If I say it is at some point of time influenced by the manifested forms, it is within the vasha of the samsara. That is not possible. So therefore, we are saying that it has to be separate. It has to be away from it. Because the creator is completely away from the creation, and he himself is the karanakarta for whatever is happening. When he becomes a part of creation, and if he becomes part of creation, then he will be under its influences that we have seen. Be it Rama, be it Krishna, they also had to face death. But understanding is that it is not the Brahman who is facing death, it is just the Sharira. So the Sharira's faced end, because that is the nature of a Sharira, it has to come to an end. But the Tattva, has this influenced the Tattva? Has this influenced the Brahman? No, it has not. It remains supreme, it remains unaffected by all these things. So that is the point they're trying to make over here. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।